Have you ever stopped to think about what winning at life looks like when you're 70 years old? It's not about trophies, certificates, or having thousands of fans applaud your achievements. By the time you hit your 70s, winning can be something as simple and as monumental as the everyday freedoms and joys that keep you feeling alive and independent. That's what this hard discussion is about. 6 seemingly small abilities that say a lot about how well you're aging, how healthy you are, and how vibrant your life can still be. If you're in your 70s and can still do these 6 things, give yourself a well-deserved pat on the back. You're conquering life in a way that younger generations might not fully appreciate yet. Each of these abilities, climbing stairs, remembering what you had for lunch, balancing on one leg, enjoying a good laugh, maintaining strong social ties, and cooking for yourself, carries an enormous significance for your overall well-being. They're physical, mental, and emotional indicators that you're thriving despite the number on your birth certificate. Let's dive into why these activities matter so much, how they're tied to longevity and happiness, and why being able to manage them at 70 is a badge of honor worth celebrating. 1. Conquering the stairs, a hidden fitness test. Let's start with what might seem like the most mundane task of all, climbing a flight of stairs. You see them everywhere, apartment buildings, office complexes, even your own house. But have you ever paused to think about how important it is to climb stairs without feeling like you've just sprinted a marathon? Why stair climbing is such a big deal? Climbing stairs tests your cardiovascular fitness in a way that's both immediate and unmistakable. When you walk up a flight of stairs, you're working your heart, lungs, and leg muscles all at once. For younger people, this might not be a big challenge, but as we age, our aerobic capacity tends to decline. Studies from organizations such as the American Heart Association suggest that by the time many folks reach 70, their maximum aerobic capacity has dipped substantially compared to when they were 30. It's a natural process. Our bodies aren't quite as efficient as they once were. But if you can climb stairs without needing a long breather halfway through, that's a sign your heart and lungs are still handling the load impressively. The research behind stair climbing and longevity. There have been fascinating studies analyzing how quickly individuals can climb a set number of stairs and what that says about their future health risks. For instance, participants who could ascend a few flights in under a certain time frame were shown to have a significantly lower risk of cardiovascular events over the next decade. Essentially, the time it takes you to go up some steps can act as a mini crystal ball into how well your body is aging internally. Practical insights. Think about everyday situations where stair climbing can make or break your day. Maybe you're visiting a friend whose apartment elevator is out of service, or maybe you're traveling and have to use the stairs in a train station or hotel. If you can handle those steps without feeling overwhelmed, you're demonstrating real-world fitness that translates to stronger heart function, better lung capacity, and greater mobility. Moreover, actively choosing to climb stairs when you can, opting for them over elevators or escalators, adds a bit of functional exercise to your daily routine. It doesn't have to be 20 flights at a time. Even a single flight can be beneficial if you do it consistently. It's a gentle, ongoing test of endurance that can keep you tuned up, so to speak. Celebrate the victory. So the next time you walk up to the 2nd or 3rd floor of your house without stopping, consider it a triumph. It's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's about your body's remarkable ability to keep powering you forward, providing freedom and independence. Each successful climb is like an invisible trophy, proof that you're maintaining a level of health that millions of others might be struggling to achieve. 2. The incredible power of remembering yesterday's lunch. Now shifting from the physical to the cognitive, the ability to recall what you had for lunch yesterday might appear trivial, but it's actually a telling sign of how well your brain is functioning. Memory, a cornerstone of independence. Memory doesn't just help us hold on to cherished events or major life milestones. It's also integral to everyday life. Something as routine as recalling what you ate for lunch is a reflection of your short-term memory capacity. Being able to remember minor details suggests that your cognitive processes, encoding, storage, and retrieval, are still firing on all cylinders. Why this matters at 70 and beyond. As we age, it's common to experience the so-called senior moments. Maybe you walk into a room and forget why you went there, or you can't recall someone's name immediately. That's a relatively normal part of aging. However, more serious lapses in memory can be a precursor to issues like Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia. According to various studies, a significant percentage of individuals past 65 start to exhibit mild cognitive impairments. Yet, if you're able to easily recall the sandwich you had at noon or the soup and salad combo from the local cafe, you're providing daily evidence that your short-term memory is quite robust. Keeping the brain engaged memory, like muscle, often improves with use. Reading books, solving puzzles, learning new skills, or even engaging in meaningful conversations all contribute to staying mentally sharp. Diet also plays a role. Foods rich in antioxidants, like berries, healthy fats, like walnuts or avocados, and essential nutrients, like leafy greens, are frequently linked to better brain health. Hydration matters too. Sometimes older adults don't drink enough water, which can affect concentration and memory. Everyday joy. Remembering your lunches or small details of your day can add richness to conversations with friends and family. When you can recall a funny anecdote from yesterday's lunch or a conversation that took place while you were eating, you're not only exercising your memory, but also connecting more deeply with those around you. It's a rewarding feeling to stay mentally sharp and present in your daily experiences. 3. Balancing on one leg for 10 seconds, a marker of strength and coordination. Balancing on one leg might sound easy until you actually try it. Whether you do this for fun or as part of a doctor's examination, managing to stand on one foot for about 10 seconds is no small feat, particularly in your 70s. Why balance matters? Your ability to balance is intimately tied to several factors: the strength of your leg muscles, the responsiveness of your nervous system, and the agility of your inner ear, which plays a role in equilibrium. When you stand on one foot, your whole body must coordinate to keep from tipping over. This single action tests the synergy between your brain, muscles, and sensory feedback systems. Research backs it up. In certain studies, people in their 70s who could maintain balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds displayed fewer signs of frailty and had lower incidences of falls. Falls, as you might know, pose a serious health risk in older age, sometimes leading to complications that spiral into lengthy hospital stays or permanent mobility challenges. If you can show off your flamingo stance for those crucial seconds, you're at a distinct advantage. Improving balance. If you find yourself teetering, don't worry. Balance can be improved with practice. Exercises like Tai Chi, yoga, or even simple standing on one leg drills near a wall for support can help. Such training not only boosts your balance, but can also strengthen your core, improve posture, and enhance overall mobility. Why this is a win? Every day that you can stand steadily on one leg is a day you reduce your likelihood of stumbling while performing everyday tasks. From navigating curbs to stepping into a bathtub, better balance translates to safer, more confident movements. So if you can effortlessly pass the 10-second test, it's time to celebrate. Your body still has that essential coordination locked in. 4. Laughter, the underrated elixir of life. They say laughter is the best medicine, and there's a good reason this cliche has stuck around for so long. A hearty laugh doesn't just feel good, it carries physiological and psychological perks that contribute to your health and longevity. Emotional resilience through humor. At 70, life has likely thrown plenty of curveballs your way. Perhaps you've faced health scares, family changes, or adjustments in living situations. The fact that you can still find humor in life's daily quirks reveals a level of emotional resilience. It means you're able to process stress, shift perspectives, and find lightness in difficult situations. Psychologists often emphasize that laughter helps people cope with anxiety and depression by releasing feel-good endorphins and lowering stress hormones like cortisol. Social connection. Sharing a laugh with others helps you bond and fosters a sense of community. Loneliness is a growing concern among older adults, but humor creates a communal space where everyone can connect. Whether it's watching a comedy, swapping jokes, or reminiscing about a hilarious memory, Laughter is a unifying force that draws people closer. Physical benefits. Believe it or not, a good laugh can be a mild workout for your diaphragm, abs, and even your heart. When you laugh, your body takes in more oxygen-rich air, stimulating organs and improving circulation. Some experts refer to it as internal jogging. While it won't replace a morning walk or a gentle exercise routine, it supplements your well-being in a way that's both effortless and fun. A sign of inner joy. If you're still chuckling at your favorite sitcom, giggling at jokes, or amusing grandchildren with your own sense of humor, that's a surefire sign you haven't lost your zest for life. Maintaining that spark, that ability to appreciate life's comic moments, is a fundamental indicator of mental and emotional health, especially in your 70s. 5. Holding on to friendships and building new ones. One of the most profound indicators of winning at 70 is the presence of meaningful relationships in your life. Having friends to talk to, rely on, and share experiences with is incredibly valuable, and it becomes even more vital as we age. Why social connections matter. Studies on longevity repeatedly highlight the importance of strong social bonds. People with active social lives tend to live longer, experience fewer health declines, and maintain a sharper mind. According to research from the National Institute on Aging, around 30% of adults over 70 feel a troubling sense of loneliness, which can lead to or exacerbate mental health challenges such as depression. If you're making an effort to keep friendships alive, old and new, you're effectively safeguarding your psychological well-being. Emotional safety net. Friends serve as a vital emotional safety net. Whether it's discussing worries, celebrating milestones, or swapping stories from decades past, these conversations help keep you grounded and emotionally resilient. And let's not forget the pure enjoyment factor. Laughter, companionship, and shared hobbies can lift your spirits in ways that are hard to quantify but deeply felt. Creating a supportive environment. Friendship isn't just a nicety, it's often a necessity. Something as simple as having someone check in on you daily can significantly reduce feelings of isolation. Plus, friends might encourage you to adopt healthier habits, like taking walks together, joining social clubs, or even learning new skills. They become partners in health and happiness, influencing you in positive ways. How to keep building connections. If you've moved to a new area or seen some of your older friendships fade, there's always room to build fresh connections. Join a local group, volunteer at a community center, or take up a hobby that involves group interaction, such as knitting clubs, choir, dance classes, or fitness meetups. These are wonderful avenues to meet people who share your interests. The value of intergenerational bonds. Don't limit your social circle to only those in your age bracket. Spending time with younger people, whether that's volunteering with the youth programs or participating in community events, can introduce new perspectives into your life. And of course, connecting with grandchildren, nieces, or nephews opens up opportunities to share wisdom while staying attuned to modern trends and ideas. 6. Cooking for yourself, a daily gift of independence. Now, let's talk about an everyday activity that's loaded with meaning. Cooking. Preparing meals might seem purely functional, but the ability to cook for yourself in your 70s symbolizes independence, health awareness, and even creativity. Why cooking is such a triumph? Think about what cooking requires. Mobility to stand and move around the kitchen, dexterity to chop and stir, cognitive function to remember ingredients and follow steps, and the sense of purpose that comes from caring for your own nutritional needs. Many older adults end up relying on prepackaged foods or restaurant takeout. If you're still whipping up your own meals, even simple ones, you're demonstrating that you can coordinate multiple steps for a productive result. Nutrition and health. Regularly cooking at home is linked to better overall nutrition. Restaurant or pre-made meals often contain more sodium, sugars, and unhealthy fats. By cooking yourself, you have direct control over what goes into your dishes. Adding plenty of vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help protect against common age-related ailments like heart disease or diabetes. There's robust evidence suggesting that people who prepare most of their meals have lower body mass indexes and fewer chronic health conditions. Emotional fulfillment. Cooking can also be a calming, almost meditative activity. You gather ingredients, measure out spices, and taste test your culinary creation. This process engages your senses, sight, smell, taste, touch, and immerses you in the moment. That's mindfulness in action, which can help reduce stress and keep your mental state balanced. Sharing the love. Cooking doesn't have to be a solitary affair. Inviting a friend or relative over for a home-cooked meal can be a joyful communal experience. Swapping recipes, sharing cooking tips, or even just enjoying a meal together fosters connection. If you're cooking for just yourself, you might wonder if it's worth the fuss, but remember that you're worth the effort. Taking the time to make a nutritious, tasty meal is a powerful demonstration of self-care and confidence in your capabilities. Tying it all together, each of these 6 abilities, climbing stairs, remembering your lunch, balancing on one leg, laughing freely, nurturing friendships, and cooking for yourself, might look ordinary at first glance. But at 70, they represent a matrix of physical health, cognitive function, emotional resilience, social well-being, and self-sufficiency. Mastering or maintaining these abilities isn't about checking off a to-do list. It's about keeping the essence of life vibrant. Holistic health versus single-focus goals. Modern wellness often gets fixated on specialized goals, like hitting a certain mile time or lifting a specific amount of weight. While those benchmarks can be motivational, they're not the entire story, especially as we get older. A 70-year-old who can't run marathons anymore, but can climb the stairs easily, remember daily events, sustain loving relationships, and find joy in cooking is arguably fitter in a holistic sense than someone half their age with no social life or poor mental health. Celebrating small wins. Society sometimes overlooks the importance of these small victories. It's easy to get caught up in the big, flashy moments, major career successes, traveling the world, or hitting a big milestone like a 50th wedding anniversary. But everyday capabilities like standing on one leg or recalling the details of your recent meal are what shape your quality of life on an ongoing basis. If you can do them all at 70, it implies you've likely been taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit over a long time. The ripple effect. Maintaining these capabilities often leads to a ripple effect of positivity. For example, when you have the cardiovascular fitness to climb stairs regularly, you might also have the energy to go for morning walks, do some gardening, or even travel. If your memory is strong, you engage more fully in conversations, which bolsters relationships. If you can keep your balance, you're less likely to fall and more likely to stay active. If you laugh frequently, you're providing your body with stress relief and your heart with joy. If you have great friendships, you have a support network that keeps loneliness at bay. And if you're cooking, you're fueling all these other activities with nutritious meals. Each facet lifts the others in a continuous cycle of well-being. Why 70 is just a number? Plenty of cultures around the world revere elders for their wisdom and experience. In regions known for longevity, like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, or Nicoya in Costa Rica, elders remain deeply involved in their communities, often staying physically active and socially engaged well into their 80s, 90s, or even 100s. They don't view 70 as a time to slow down drastically. Rather, they see it as an era to continue contributing and enjoying life. If you relate to that outlook, if you're still climbing stairs with relative ease, recalling the small details of your day, balancing on one leg, laughing wholeheartedly, cherishing your circle of friends, and cooking your own meals, then you embody the spirit of thriving in your 70s. You've likely discovered that fulfillment doesn't require extraordinary measures. It's woven into the ordinary acts of day-to-day living. You're still in the Champions League of life. By 70, the world might expect you to slow down, but these 6 capabilities prove otherwise. You're still showing up in the ways that matter most. Remember, winning doesn't need to be showcased with a medal. It's demonstrated in the small details, like scaling stairs to visit a friend, recalling joyful moments from the previous day, confidently balancing when you need to, sharing jokes that bond you with others, keeping your social circle alive, and nourishing yourself in the kitchen. These markers are anything but trivial. They're signals that you've taken good care of your body, mind, and spirit over the decades. They illustrate resilience, adaptability, and a zest for life that many people half your age struggle to cultivate. If you're checking off most or all of these boxes, pause for a moment and appreciate how far you've come. And if you're inching closer to these goals rather than meeting them fully, consider it a call to action. Start a gentle exercise program, reach out to old friends, take up a fun mental hobby, or try cooking something that challenges you in the kitchen. With persistence, you can strengthen these areas of your life and experience the rewards of greater independence and joy. Age has a way of reminding us of our limitations, but it also illuminates our strengths. Making it to 70 is already an accomplishment, but thriving at 70 is the icing on the cake. The simple fact that you're here, interested in ensuring your life remains full of vitality, says you've got a winning mindset. Keep that momentum going. No matter where you stand, remember these 6 wins aren't rigid requirements. They're gentle milestones that signify holistic well-being. Every step you take towards sustaining them reinforces that you're not just surviving, you're flourishing. So here's to celebrating your ability to climb stairs, to recalling yesterday's meal without hesitation, to balancing like a pro, laughing heartily, nurturing friendships, and cooking your own nutritious meals. That's living, that's winning, and that's what it means to flourish at 70 and beyond.